AVC, John here. Early evening on a Wednesday afternoon. Early evening on a Wednesday afternoon, that's a contradiction. Early evening on a Wednesday. Been working at home this afternoon, not this morning. Had a meeting in Wolverhampton. And I think it's fair to say I've probably not been involved in the VC anywhere near as much as I had been until I changed jobs. Don't know why that is, but don't know if it's a change or whatever, but I'm sort of getting more into a routine now, so I've started doing some more videos again and watching more videos, getting back into the swing of it and commenting on people and trying to support what they're doing. Pardon me. But I did do the video last week on the new jukebox, new tours that is, and my intention was that the next video I did would be like a road trip, and I was going to see some bit of footage of us seeing Bruce in Cardiff, and we did do that. We did go. It was a week last Tuesday. Fantastic concert. As you'll be aware, we went earlier in the year at Coventry. He did 30 songs at the first one in Coventry, 33 last week. Only 10 crossed each other. So you don't waste your money going twice. You just don't do that. Highlight for me was Eric Burden coming on as a guest and them singing "We've Got to Get Out of This Place," but it was a long day. But I've been trying to edit the thing and I can't get it, so I'm happy with it. I don't know if that's ever happened to you. It's just not entertaining to me, so what I might do is slot a bit on the end of Eric Burden and maybe the road trip, but just acknowledge that it's not quite what I would have wanted it to be. Now, in terms of what we did do, we went to Cardiff and I was intending going to, I googled it and found Spillers, apparently the oldest record shop in the world, and we were really excited. We managed to find it, and I have to say it might be the oldest record shop in the world, but for me it was comfortably the most disappointing. It was rubbish. A few records, just I videoed it, I won't even bother, it was a waste of time. So we then went to Oxfam. I'm not a big fan of Oxfam in this country, not what they do, I think they do great work, but they overprice the records. But in fairness, I found a few things in there I was happy with, so I'll show you those. So Steve Forbert's first album, this was £1. Now this was a cheap album when I was a student, when I was about 20, and I always looked at it and never bought it, so I decided to change that and I bought that. I found an early Suzi Quatro album. In fairness, I think this is from about 73, 74, and it's a bit samey. Yeah, 73. It's a bit samey, but I wanted it for the records. The second in the UK, Martha and the Muffins album, Trance and Dance. Not as good as Metro Music, but again, it was what I wanted for the records. And then a couple of curious things. Now I found this. It's a Bananarama, a bit of a fan of Bananarama, particularly 7-inch singles with the picture sleeves. This was a Cruel Summer 12-inch promo, white label. It was £1. But the interesting thing is it's actually a Canadian import from a shop called Hot Wax Records, which is, I can't even see where that is, I think that says Calgary in Alberta. So if anybody knows Hot Wax Records, want to make a comment and tell me a bit more about it. So that was interesting for £1. I mean, it found its way to a record shop in Cardiff. And the other thing I picked up, if you remember from the jukebox video, I found the 7-inch import of this. Well, now I have the 12-inch of it, which I'm not sure which country this is from either. That's quite a bargain at $3.99. So what could have been quite a disappointing trip to Cardiff ended up being quite a successful one, and then obviously we went into the concert, which was absolutely fantastic. We visited a few hostelries, etc. Then the weekend came, Saturday, as you know, me and Mrs. Staff Sal, Julia, trying to fill the jukebox up, so I suggested we went over to those old records in Rugeley. I'd already had a quick exchange with Chris, and he said he got loads of stuff in, so went over, got lots of 50p singles, and we picked up a few things, jukebox classics if you like, Candy Staton, Young Hearts Run Free, Soft Cell, Tainted Love, Bay City Rollers, Bye Bye Baby. but he's also trying to create a bit of extra space, and it subsequently turned out he's actually going to move shops, he's changing shops, but I think it was all part of his unrest. So he got a lot of £5 albums reduced to £2 or 5 for 10. So I had to delve through there and picked out quite a few bargains, which I'll show you in a minute. And then I also picked up this. This wasn't one of the bargain ones. This was about £5 or £6 I think. But this is a Bauhaus Press the Eject and Give Me the Tape, which is a live album recorded. I'm not sure when it was recorded. 81, 82, 81, all around the UK, Liverpool and London, and that sort of added to my sort of growing Bauhaus collection. But then I delved into the £2 or 6 for a tenner, I think it was. Did I say 5 for a tenner in a minute? That would be a bargain, wouldn't it? 6 for a tenner. So picked out a few. The Michael Schenker group, I think this was the second one. I've definitely got the first one, or that's the first one, and I've got the second one. Another Bauhaus connection, Love and Rockets, the first one, Seventh Dream of the Teenage Heaven. Classic new wave of British heavy metal, Girls' School. Wanted this album for a long time. This is really outstanding condition, really, almost like new. But in reality, they are £5-6 albums reduced in his sale, and I believe he's having another one as well. Then picked up some more Bananarama, Deep Sea Skiving, the first one. We like Bananarama because we just think it's so early 80s and very much of its time. We've seen them recently actually, and I'm not going to say they're a classic rock band and classic songs, but they are very much of the time, and we like them. And they've turned into a very amusing stage, great stage presence, great charisma, something very attractive about intelligent, witty women, even when they're sort of our age. And although there's only 2 of them now, of course, so that was that. This Kiss reissue, I didn't have this album, destroyed it. I like the original, but I was happy to pick this up, which I think is a reissue. I think the original might be gatefold. And then finally, another reissue, Carole King's Tapestry. I've got it on CD, but I think there's always room in the collection for a vinyl copy of this, so I decided to have that. So, from not buying many records at all recently, I've ended up with quite a few. Now the final thing I want to talk about is this morning I was watching, there's a series of shoutouts now, so I'll make no apologies for it. This morning I was watching LJ's video, and it was one of the ones he was doing this one, Show Me Your Stuff, I think it was. I also watched Mark Mibbertubes as well. I thought he was just great. He's got like a household treasure for a bloke. If you're a woman, you probably think it's garbage, but I think if a bloke went in there and saw pinball machines and copies of Time magazine from the 70s, he'd be in seventh heaven. But then I started watching LJ's equivalent video of, it was like a roundup, and he showed a single, and it was this. It was My Hometown by Bruce Springsteen. Well, not this one, obviously. This is my copy. And the story behind this is, or the story behind LJ's is that he'd found a mint copy in a copy of Born in the USA, and he pulled it out. He did this sort of thing, and I spotted that it was dinked, like for a jukebox, like there's a hole in the middle. And I remembered that Rob Elovox had sent me this single, and I already had it, a UK version, so I thought, oh, I'll just go and check to see if the American copy I've got is dinked. So I went to face this out, and there you go. This is dinked. It's also B-side of Santa Claus Is Going to Town. But then I remembered, this is not the only VCLT that I've received from the US. I also was sent another Bruce single by Brett, Life on This Planet blog. Brett Helm sent me a copy of Dance in the Dark. Again, I've also got the UK version in a picture sleeve. And Brett had sent me this copy just before Christmas, and I'd forgotten about it, to be honest. I knew I had it, but I'd forgotten that it was dinked. So I've pulled both those out, and they are now destined for the jukebox. And I might just finish with a copy of that. But that was a bit of an impromptu video, VC. I hope you're all well. And I hope to be catching up with quite a lot of you, a lot more in the near future. So take care.